The energy output of a solar PV module is highly dependent on how you select the optimum tilt angle for that particular location and for that particular project. Hi, welcome to Solar Tech Sarthi. In this video, we'll discuss on how to select the optimum tilt angle for your solar PV rooftop project. The thumb rule says that the optimum tilt angle should be equal to the latitude angle of the location where the project is proposed. For example, if we are proposing a project, a solar PV rooftop project in Delhi, the latitude of Delhi is around 28 degrees. So as per the thumb rule, the optimum tilt angle of my solar PV modules that are proposed at location Delhi should be nearby equal to 28 degrees. Something like this, what is shown in the figure. Similarly, if we need to plan a solar PV rooftop system in Chennai, the latitude of Chennai is around 13 degrees, so the optimum tilt angle of my solar PV module should be equal to 13 degrees. Now, is that all that you need to know about tilt angles? Well, the answer is no. There are other factors too that need to be considered while selection and finalization of the optimum tilt angle for your solar PV rooftop project. Safety when we are working on the flat RCC roofs. The impact of wind need to be considered. Let's see how. So from the basics, we know that the higher the tilt angle, the higher will be the impact of wind on that. Similarly, lower the tilt angle, lower will be the impact of wind. So to reduce the impact of a wind on your solar PV modules or the solar PV structures, the tilt angle should be lower in the ranges of, let's say, 10 to 12 degrees. For an example, if we are planning a solar PV rooftop project at a normal height building in Delhi, at a normal height of building, we don't have a significant impact of wind. Hence, the tilt angle should be equal to the latitude angle, what was the thumb rule we were discussing about. But what if I'm planning a system on a high-rise building in Delhi? Due to the high-rise building, the wind pressure or the wind impact of the site would be very, very high. Now, in that scenario, if I'll go by the thumb rule that says that the tilt angle should be equal to the latitude angle, that is 28 degree in our case, then in that situation, the solar PV modules and the structures are prone to more wind pressures and subsequently they may fail. The modules can be detached from the structure, the complete structure can be uprooted. So in that case, thumb rule does not apply in the very high wind zones. So here the suggestion is that the tilt angle should be in the lower ranges from 10 to 12 degrees. Now when the tilt angle is lower, let's say 10 degree in this case, now the impact of wind is reduced. So yes, by reducing the tilt angle from 28 to 10 degree, we are compromising on the performance or the energy output of my solar PV module. But on the other hand, we also have to look for the safety features of our project. Similarly, let's say we are planning a solar PV rooftop project in a cyclone prone regions or in the regions that experiences very high wind speeds. So for example, let's say Assam, the latitude of Assam is 26 degrees. Again, going by the thumb rule, the tilt angle of a project, solar PV rooftop project that is planned in Assam should be equal to the latitude angle, that is 26 degree. But this is not a correct practice. Again, because this is a cyclone prone region or a region with a high wind speeds, if we select a higher tilt angle in the range of 26 degree, my solar PV system is more prone to wind pressures and subsequent failures of the structure and modules would be seen in future. So the best practice here is to reduce the tilt angle to a lower angles like 10 or 12 degrees, something like that. instead of the thumb rule. The second factor, safety on tilted roofs. Now here, the impact of wind and structure stability need to be considered. Let's see how. For example, we have a industrial shed with a 12-degree tilt facing towards south side. So now I have an industrial shed, let's say it's a metal roof that already has a 12-degree tilt and that is facing towards south. The location is Punjab. The latitude of Punjab is around 31 degrees, but my existing tilt angle is 12 degrees. So again, if we'll go by the thumb rule here, shall I add a extra structure here to give a 31 degree to my existing 12 degrees so that I can get the optimum output from that? No. Again, that is not the correct way to do here. Why? Because by adding that extra structure, what I'm doing is I'm increasing the weight, the additional structure weight to my existing shed or the existing structure. There's a higher risk of wind impact because we have now higher tilt angles no, and more prone to wind. And additional structure cost also we have to see that. So because of all these factors, it is not recommended to add a additional tilt structure to my existing shed. However, if I'll go by placing my modules just parallel to the existing roof that is 12 degree without adding any extra structure to that, I am on a safer side. I am not increasing the weight over the shed of my extra structure. I am not increasing the impact of wind over my solar PV structures. So by doing that, we are compromising with some energy losses. My performance would be low in this scenario, but my system would be more safer. So always we don't have to go by just performance of my solar PV projects. We also have to look for the safety of the premises, safety of the persons, and safety of my complete project. We are designing this project for a lifetime of 25 years and more. So all those things need to be considered while selecting the tilt angle. Thumb rule not always work for. The third, performance issues on the flat roofs. The impact of dust accumulation need to be considered. Now let's see what is that. So for example, I have a flat roof where I'm planning to install solar PV modules and the site is near the equator. Let's say the latitude of that site is 1 degree. So now again, if I'll go by the thumb rule, the tilt angle, that the optimum tilt angle for this site should be between 0 to 1 degrees. So that means I need to lay my solar PV modules flat on the roof. Is that true? Again, no. This is not the correct way to do that. Because if we do that, what will be happening will be the dust will be accumulating over the modules because there is no natural cleaning, there is no natural slope. So even if the rain comes, the water and the dust will stuck over the modules. Now because of that dust accumulation or the sticking of that dust will have poor performance of my solar PV project, and that may lead to hotspots on solar PV modules, and in the worst scenario will damage my solar PV modules. So again, what is the best way here? Best way is to give additional tilt structure here of let's say 7 to 10 degrees, where tilt angle now will be equal to 7 to 10 degrees. Now because of that additional structure or extra tilt, I have a natural cleaning. If the wind speeds are there, if the water is there, the dust particle that is settled on the solar PV module surface will be cleaned naturally, and the higher performance I'll get from my solar PV module since now I have a reduced impact of hotspots or other module damages. One thing you need to know here is that this is again not applicable in all the situations. Let's say you're working on a tilted roof or a tin shed roof that is almost flat. Again, every time giving an extra structure is not recommended. If in your situation you are not able to add an extra structure, what is advisable is to regular clean the modules. The increase of the cleaning cycle would be there then to do that. So we hope you like our video. Thank you for watching this. Do share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos. If you have any doubt or any suggestions on the same, you can write us via mail. The details are given in the description below. This article is also available on our website. The description and the details of the same is given in the link below.